I really wanted to come to the conference, and then they said, maybe it's too late, and then things happen, so it's such a great honor and pleasure. I must tell you that my story with your region was really an eye-opener for me, because I started coming to the region almost 11 years ago. And I remember when I first looked at Belgrade, GDP was -1. And by nature, I'm just a very optimistic person. I said, maybe one day GDP will be 1. Maybe, right? It cannot be. Of course, in a few years' time, GDP was the highest in Europe. But the interesting thing is that this region as a whole, economic progress, far better than the west of Europe. So a lot of people probably wonder, how did I start? I was I worked for a small bank. Then, I went to manage a small investment company as an employee. Then the government, when I was 32 years old, 33, they thought this guy's a good guy. We'll start a new government body in Dubai called Economic Development. So for 7 years, I think, I did economic planning, Dubai promotion. I did tax collection. We rewritten doing business in Dubai. So it was crazy time, flourishing. We were about 250 people. And then at the age of 36, I went to our prime minister and I said, I love what I do. It's progressing. I said, I need to go take care of my mother. I'm the eldest of 13 children. And he said, what do you do? I said, I want to start a real estate company. So I had about $15,000. I've given it to Arthur Anderson. People who are old like me, they understand it. And then we did a feasibility study. The good news is that I didn't have a lot of money, but my reputation in the city was quite good. So in 2 days, I collected $300 million. And I didn't sleep for a week. I said, oh my God, people trust me. And that was the beginning of my company. And today, I don't share with you the numbers because God is very kind. I don't care which God you believe in, but I really believe that God is so kind to let me do what I do. And I really do it because I love what I do. But I made a mistake. What's my mistake? I thought I'll be doing 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom. I sell you the apartment. No problem, right? Real estate projects. Totally wrong. I realized that actually I'm in the business of economic progress, economic development. And I'll show you. I'm so sorry. But before I speak to you about the discovery of what I do, by the way, it took me a good 29 years, so I'm 67 now. So because we are talking about my age, I don't know how to use this, but how can I get to the kids picture? I just put a kids picture in the presentation. Are you able to put it in the sky? These are my 12 grandkids and number 13 on the way. So this is the greatest economic development in the world. Yeah? So this is our national day, and during the national day, I have a house in the desert, so I take them there, and they're all dressed in the local clothing. This is my greatest project, successful, great profit margin, great future. This is it. So I have 7 children, and as I said, this is the most incredible achievement in my life. And I really wish you, your children, and if you have grandchildren, the best of the best. So everything I do in my life, and check me, I make sure that my mother is happy and proud of what I do. My children are proud, and I have to make sure that these grandkids, that my name is a respected name. And if you have that, you will make a lot of money. Don't worry about money first. Do things well. So, okay, we move. So I realized that really I'm not really in the real estate business. I have to understand food, I have to understand art, I have to understand sustainability, I have to understand technology, I have to understand trees, I have to understand opera houses. You know, God is kind. I gifted the city of Dubai, Dubai Opera House. We built it for about $400 million. And for me, a poor guy who used to live in one room with his brothers and sisters, for me to actually donate $400 million opera house, really beautiful, it was such an honor for me. I was really humbled. Of course, I know nothing about how to operate an opera house, right? Then the city said, listen, this costs $10 million a year. No, you operate it. Oops. But still today, Fabio and his team are running an incredible program. So it's one of the largest opera houses in the world. I don't know if you guys watch the firework that we do every year. Next year is going to be very special. It will cost us a lot of money, but I owe it to my town. I owe it to my city. I owe it to my people. And the same thing in every place we go. By the way, every country I go to, I have a house. So I have a house in almost every country. And my wife is very upset. I said, I belong to these cities. I need to go to my home. I don't want to stay in a hotel. But in Belgrade, my house will be, it's a 120-year-old house I bought. So restoration took about a year and a half. But I like now to go and stay in this amazing hotel called the Bristol. So let's see. Golf courses, marinas, I don't want to waste the time. We have an incredible project called The Valley in Dubai, really amazing. Where do we have movies? I want to finish. Latvia is doing okay as well. Georgia, we're starting Georgia now. We have 2 big sites in Georgia. Croatia, we have about 23 hotels in Croatia. Again, we bought them old, and we start taking them, renovating. So all of our hotels, everything got renovated. We just bought about 12 hotels in Hvar, and we're starting renovation now. We like nice things. But then again, you cannot renovate a hotel in Hvar or in Dubrovnik like Dubai. It's a different world. So you have to accommodate all that. Okay, I'll skip through Ethiopia. We are in Ethiopia. I forgot. Oman, Jordan. I'll skip so I can go to the end. Can I show there is another Burj Khalifa video. How's my time? Am I almost there? Anyway, if you find it, yeah. I mean, I think, like when I look at this, like I'm like a child. Wow, this is so nice. But I want you to watch something here. The firework. Can you put the firework on? There's something important in this video. Yeah. You see this? You see these people? Take a look at these people. Take a look at them. Take a look at their faces. Take a look at them. I'm in that business. I'm not in the building business. Those people, you see how they smile? You see how they get excited that the world is a good place? You see? You see that? And all colors, all nationalities. I am in that business. Okay, we're done. We don't need this. We don't need the firework. Oh, yeah, look at this. Look at this. I am really in that business. I'm in the business of bringing cheers to people's lives, happiness. And I do this from the bottom of my heart. And when you do it from the bottom of your heart, you know what happens? Oops, we make more money. Shareholders are very happy because the rule of the world is very simple. Like, that's what they teach us when we are kids, right? That's what your mother tells you. Do things right. Be responsible. When you make a mistake, apologize. I try to do that as much as I can. Why? Because God is so kind. So I want to finish by saying the following. Economic development and economic progress in a city or in a town or in a country, when we do projects properly and in line with local rules, local guidelines, local wishes, it's an economic boom. It's an economic boom. And I challenge anyone. I've done it in about 18 countries over 29 years. But you do it respecting the rules. What we were talking about, Hisham, last night, about the environmental department in Abu Dhabi. I spoke to the guy this morning. I said, sir, I do apologize. Maybe we skipped some rules on environmental study because we need to replant some mangroves and all that. And I said, we will adhere to your rules. And if we don't adhere, don't let us do anything. Call him. Why? Why don't we do things right? Why don't we listen to people? Listen to communities. Listen to their needs. Because in my age, I really don't need to do business anymore. But I want to do business responsibly, with love, with care. And I want to learn from people. So communities should tell us what they want, what they worry about, what we should do, what we shouldn't do. We're guests. Wherever I go, I'm a guest in their countries. And guest, my mom told me, must be polite. And only do what the local people, the local community, the local country will allow them to do, gracefully. Oh. By the way, I forgot, we do a lot of scholarships for kids, for universities, for schools, and everywhere we go. Because I think it's somebody gave, I got a scholarship to study. So somebody gave me a chance to be who I am. So I'm doing the same. Everywhere I do. Last thing I want to tell you that Dubai got hit, I think about a year and a half ago, with the biggest rainfall in 8 years, 8-0. Devastation, devastation. Because we're desert. Leak everywhere, including my house. My house, 30 years old. I thought it was built well, but it leaked. So in Dubai, we sold 130,000 homes. And by contract, the contract says 1 year warranty. Is that the rule in Montenegro? 2 years? 2 years warranty, yeah. So what to do? My head is spinning. I'm quite obsessed about my business, by the way. What to do? And I will not lie to you. I was so concerned, I spoke to my mom. She said, take care of everybody. I said, Mom, 120,000 houses. She said, so? I read in my mom started reading only 10 years ago because she used to read the Quran, and then she learned. 10 years ago, she started reading the newspaper. Oh, I'm so happy. So she told me, she said, Ali, I read in the newspaper, like your company profit like $4 billion. So, still, I didn't listen. I waited for one night. Then I announced the next day, I will fix your house at my cost, all houses, 120,000. The city jumped up and down. And the government called me. They said, are you serious? I said, yeah, I made a statement. Every house you leak, my responsibility. We started the process. Then the government called me. They said, listen, our people telling us that the house that has bigger leaks, is it true you're keeping them in your hotels also while you're fixing the house? I said, yes. They said, why didn't you announce it? Because it's good for the city reputation, right? I said, no. I worry a lot of people take advantage of me and they all want to go and stay in my hotels for free. But actually, we kept them in our hotels. We repaired every single house. It took us about 9 months. And guess what happened? By the way, it was really, search it on the net, you'll see it. You know what happened? 2024, we did a very simple study. How long it takes, when you launch a building for sale, how long it takes to sell a building if it's our company brand, and what about other brands? We sell every building In about 5 weeks, other people sell in a year. Oops, we never thought that would happen. So good work will always have good results. So I want to thank you so much for inviting me. Such an honor to be with you, and I do apologize if I made this long. I'm a very basic, simple human being. I speak openly, and I'm glad you saw the picture of my grandkids, because that's the most important thing in my life, after my projects, and my children. So I do wish you well, and I love this country, and if there is a chance one day I do something in collaboration with the local authorities, local communities, it will be an honor, and it will be a pleasure as well. Thank you so much, and I wish you well.